Ivan the Terrible and absolute paranoia, how to see enemies everywhere. He was Russia's first Tsar, its first tyrant. He ruled with an iron hand, a silver tongue, and a mind that slowly shattered. He heard voices that weren't there, saw betrayal in every glance, tortured loyal men, murdered his own son. This is not just a story about cruelty, it's a story about the psychology of absolute power, and what happens when a ruler sees enemies where there are none. This is the descent of Ivan the Terrible. Ivan IV was born in 1530. By age 3, he was declared Grand Prince of Moscow. By 8, he was an orphan, abandoned in a palace of vipers. Nobles, the boyars, poisoned each other for power. Ivan watched them beat his friends, starve his nurses, and mock his bloodline. He learned one thing early: never trust anyone. So when he became Tsar at just 16, he crowned himself, not as a prince, but as the absolute ruler of all Russia. He would never be powerless again. At first, Ivan was wise, a reformer, a devout Christian, but the boy who feared betrayal became a man obsessed with it. He formed the Operaganina, a secret police force that rode black horses and carried dog heads and brooms on their saddles to sniff out traitors and sweep them away. Their job? Kill anyone Ivan suspected. No trials, no mercy, just silence. Entire towns were burned. Thousands were executed. Families vanished overnight, and the Tsar watched it all, calmly, from his throne. As the years passed, Ivan grew more unstable. He believed foreign powers were plotting his assassination. He wrote letters to the West, accusing his own allies of betrayal. He sent spies into churches, into homes, into his own bed. One day, convinced that the city of Novgorod was about to betray him, he ordered a massacre. Women, children, priests, thousands slaughtered over whispers and shadows. He tortured noblemen for confessions, even after they were dead. Paranoia didn't rule Ivan. He was paranoid. In 1581, Ivan's paranoia claimed its most personal victim, his own son. After a heated argument over a political marriage, Ivan struck his heir with his scepter, splitting his skull open. When the boy fell, blood pooling at his feet, Ivan screamed in horror. But it was too late. The only man he ever trusted was gone, and the line of succession shattered. A painting would immortalize this moment. The Tsar cradling his dying son, his eyes wide, not with grief, but with the realization that he could no longer control even himself. In 1584, Ivan died while playing chess, but the paranoia didn't die with him. Russia collapsed into chaos. His legacy, a country ruled by fear, suspicion, and brutality for centuries. Ivan showed the world what happens when power is absolute and trust is extinct. When a ruler becomes more afraid of loyalty than of rebellion. When monsters don't hide in the dark, but sit on thrones. Ivan the Terrible wasn't born a monster. He was made by abandonment, by power, by fear, and in the mirror of his madness, we see a question that still haunts us today. What happens when leaders stop trusting their people and start fearing them? Because paranoia doesn't need proof, only power.